Hello everybody, welcome to the 33rd video in the top-down zombie game tutorial series, and in this video we're going to be covering this problem over here, rotating the zombie. So pretty much right now we have the zombie moving in a direction, but he is not rotating in that direction. So yeah, let's go ahead and fix that. So yeah, that's the introduction. So yeah guys, so this video we're just going to be covering, we're going to be doing the same thing that we did with the player rotation in the, I don't remember, 16th video, I don't remember. But yeah, the link to the video will be in the eye icon somewhere on the top right of the screen or the left, I don't know man. Anyway, so yeah, let's get started with the explaining. I'm going to give you a brief explanation of how to rotate the zombie and whatever, and yeah, pretty much that's it. So yeah, let me open up Paint to illustrate this. So yeah, the brief explanation of how rotation works. So yeah, for example, we have this object over here. Yes, let's draw this guy. Yeah, and right now it's facing, I don't know, this direction. It's facing this direction. Let's say this area is the front. I don't know, man. This area, see this area, that's his head. This whatever this, yeah, this point is the head or the that needs to rotate in this direction. It's facing this direction apparently. Yeah, whatever. I'm not making sense right now. Whatever. Let's just say this guy. This is a person. Damn it. This over here is a person, and we need to face this direction. So it means he needs to rotate a couple of, I don't know, a bunch of degrees this way. Yeah, we're just gonna call this angle theta. So you need to rotate an angle. I don't know, whatever though. He needs to rotate a bunch of degrees in that direction. Pretty much that's it. So how do we calculate this degrees or the theta? So maths, this is where maths come in, or trigonometry. So what trig does basically breaks down this direction or the whatever the facing direction into two components, the horizontal component and the vertical component. Guys, if you just want to dive into the code, you can just go to the chapters in the video and you can skip ahead if it's gonna bore you. Pretty much, yeah. Anyway, so let's get back to this. So the horizontal component is usually known as the opposite because it's opposite this angle, and the vertical component is known as the adjacent because it's adjacent, it's next to this angle, and this is called the hypotenuse. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So what we basically need to do is break down this direction into two different components, the opposite and the adjacent. And once we have this, we can calculate the angle. But how do we calculate the angle? By using trigonometry. So there's this one trig function named as tan, which stands for tangent, doesn't really matter. And tan basically is equal to y over x, or opposite over adjacent. This is tan of an angle basically. So it's simply going to be tan of an angle, which is just going to call it theta, because this is theta, is equal to opposite over adjacent. And to get the angle, we're simply going to say tan, shift tan or whatever. I don't know, man. A tan, opposite. This is how you do it mathematically, adjacent. And this is equal to your angle. And this is what we get. This is what we get with our angle. So pretty much, now let's go ahead and implement this. So yeah. So let's first of all look at the player class, what we did earlier. So we pretty much, I don't know how to do this, but yeah. So pretty much what we did have earlier was this. We got the direction, we calculated the direction or whatever using the mouse input in the player's position, whatever. And then after that we calculated the components. The horizontal and the vertical is opposite and the adjacent right over here. So we have these two values, and we simply had to get the value, whatever. We had to get the angle using method A tan, opposite over adjacent, which is right over here, opposite over adjacent. Yeah, method A tan, opposite over adjacent, and yeah. Now the only reason we had to like do this lots of other stuff was because it wasn't rotating properly because yeah, it's not that it wasn't rotating properly, it's just because it was rotating properly, it's just that it was rotating in the wrong direction, whatever. So we're just gonna copy this code and place it in the zombie class. I'm gonna remove this, and since we have now what will be our opposite and adjacent inside the zombie, remember this is just a direction. This is a direction, and that direction, so that was the player instance. I don't know, man. Let me undo all of this stuff. Okay, so yeah, pretty much. Okay, done undoing. So pretty much, this is a direction, and pretty much, how do we know the direction? The direction the zombie is facing is because wait, where do we go? Let's go back to the zombie entity. I think it's an entity. Inside the entity, yeah, we have a direction vector, and a vector, and using vectors makes everything so easy because when you go to the vector class, it has two things: the x and the y, which is the horizontal component and the y component of the vector. And if you go back to the paint, so the vector classes makes it easier. So we already have the y, the x, or the opposite, and the adjacent. So pretty much that's it. So to do that, to use that in our code, we're simply going to say sort of opposite. We're simply going to say what's the opposite to y? Direction dot y, direction dot y, and here we're simply going to say direction dot x. Direction dot x. And pretty much this is it. And instead of using adjacent here, we're going to replace adjacent with direction dot x. Now, one more thing is we should only do this rotation stuff. No, wait. One more thing is I'm pretty sure we didn't, when we run this, we're gonna get an error. Or it won't rotate. We won't get an error, but yeah, we got an error. The reason is when we display the direction right now, we did not initialize the direction. We haven't used the direction yet. So direction. We run this. Oh my goodness, what just happened? And when we enter, we're just gonna look at the terminal. It's gonna give us not a bit. Okay, it's gonna give us 0 and 0. Yeah, the direction is 0 and 0. Yeah, that's because we don't actually update the direction so far. And to update that, we don't update the entity's direction. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, we're not updating the entity's direction, and we need to do that. So first things first, we need to go into the behavior class and behavior. We need to go to the seek class, not seek. Where's dummy? Right now we're in the dummy class. So yeah, simply need to say at the end us dot direction. Okay, we need to create a method to set the direction. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Public. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Set direction, and let's go back to our dummy class, and we can simply say us dot set direction. We need to update the direction, whatever the direction to direction. And now when we run it, yeah, it's rotating, but yeah, it's rotating in the wrong. It's rotating in the wrong way, pretty much. So we need to fix that rotation. So yeah, so what we'll simply do is we're gonna go into the zombie class, and yeah, we're just gonna fine tune the whatever the rotation amount. So I'll create a variable. So in fact, before we do this fine tuning the rotation, one thing is right now we're not doing this properly. What is it? We're just updating one class. So if we create another behavior, we're just gonna have to copy. We're gonna have to update everything again. So first thing is I want to go to the behavior class and then rename this to something else. Public void update behavior. Yeah, we're just gonna refactor this to make it look nicer, neater, better, best practices, pretty much. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm speaking out of my butt. and we're going to create a public void update. And what we'll simply do is simply call update behavior. And right before that, do we have a direction? Yeah, we do. We're going to simply say us.set direction to direction, and pretty much that's it. And then I'm going to go to the dummy, dummy, and rename this to update behavior. Spell it right. Yep. And remove this and go back to seek. Remove this. Name this to update behavior. The reason I'm doing this is behave. The reason I'm doing this is so that if we create a new, what is it called? A new behavior or whatever that we need to add later on in the game, it's easier to do. It's easier to create. Okay, we're still getting errors. Why are we getting an error? We need to go. Oh yeah, we're getting an error because see the direction inside dummy is overriding all of this, so I'm gonna remove that, and yeah, and I think we're good to go right now. Yeah. So pretty much okay. Now we just need to fix the rotation. For some reason, yeah, he's facing the opposite direction. Okay, I don't know, man. All I know is that we need to fix the rotation. So yeah, we're gonna do the fine tuning right now. So yeah, first thing I need to get rid of the system.out.print line statements. So yeah, sorry my eyes. So got rid of that one. And what's the next one? What's the next one? Next one. Okay, now we're good. Okay, now I need to fix the yeah. So simply to do the fine tuning and stuff, I'll simply just I'll simply do this. What is it called? Say input manager, input. First thing, yeah, let me just, yeah, I'm wasting y'all's time. Float amount, I'll just initialize it to 0, and yeah. And when I input the, import the input manager, dot get key pressed to up. And we're just gonna replace this with down. And yeah, now let's go and do this. Wait, I forgot one thing, and we simply need to, instead of adding this value, we're going to add amount. And we also need to display the amount. Pretty much to like to show what's the perfect value to add. Now let's add this, and It doesn't seem to be working for some reason. So yeah, guys, after a while, I just figured out the reason. Well, the rotation thing was actually fine. Yeah, the problem was, yeah, I had a times minus one. I just had to remove that because I don't know how to explain this. Because this time the asset or the image was actually fine all along. Resources, sounds image. Yes. What's the zombie's image? Okay, yeah. Here and walk. As you can see, like the image is actually rotated fine. It's already at 90 degrees, so we don't need to do anything. So yeah, so pretty much after a while I figured that out. And when we remove all that fancy stuff and press enter, the zombie is rotated pretty well. And yeah, so we don't need to add this amount thing. We don't need to do any fine tuning. We do not need to do any of this. So I'm just go ahead and remove that. And let's just like that, guys, we're done. We fixed the direction of rotation of the zombie, and pretty much, yeah, that's about it. And yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. And by the way, guys, I'll be starting another tutorial series on Unity game development. We'll be using the Unity game engine. So yeah, I'll be coming soon. And yeah, guys, so if you don't want to miss out, subscribe. Please subscribe and like so you don't miss out on the new when I start uploading videos for that tutorial series. And yeah, pretty much that's it, guys. So guys, yeah, peace.